it's Guido coming at you with a Tactics Talk. Welcome back. Thanks for tuning in. And today we've got QQ for you from Clan Boops. We've had multiple great games from him, and he's playing an odd little duck, the K91. I actually featured this a couple times a while back. I played it for a while, got it 200 battles. Really kind of liked it, struggled a bit to do well in it, but we're going to have a pretty good game out of QQ here, showing you some of the strengths of this little beast, the K91, on Ghost Town spawned into the south. So let's see how he goes about it in an all tier 10 battle. The K91, what is it? It's hard. It's hard to say. It really is kind of a mobile high DPM TD at the end of the day, which can swing to a medium roll. Now it obviously is a medium in terms of what it is in the game. He's running some food on this. We've got 15 heat, 35 APCR, but this thing has a bunch of DPM. Fires very quickly. Doesn't have a particularly hard-hitting shell. I want to say maybe it's 320 or some such thing. Yeah, 320. There you go. And some pretty good pen with the heat. QQ's trying to figure out what's going on here. Okay, there we go. Must have been getting an adjustment in or something. Nope, we've decided to change our minds. And this is something I found myself with the K91. Now, I don't know what he's deciding here or not, but for me, oftentimes I had a hard time figuring out what to do with it. The tank has also been balanced, I guess you would say, in the fairly recent past. As I recall, it used to have a much better turret. At least I know the Tier 9 did, the 430 version 2. I don't know if this one's armor got messed with at all. I feel like it was a little bit better a while back, but it's not a great turret. It's an okay turret. It's not like the rest of the Russian hover mediums where it's got some really fantastic armor going on for a medium. It just feels a lot softer. So it looks like, or not looks like, but the way you've got to play it is to be much more careful. So I called it a mobile TD to some extent. You can call it a mobile medium or maybe a glass cannon. Treat it, I think, to be honest, more like a Leopard than, say, a 430U or something like that. Takes a couple shots into the known bushes, so it looks like he's going to play a much more careful game here. Kind of hanging around the edges, seeing if maybe the AMX 50B gets some lights and he can help support over there. Like I said, the thing has a really rapid rate of fire. Unfortunately, it's on the replay here. We can't see the amount of seconds, but it reloads very quickly. In terms of shutdown, locking guys down with tracking, this is your tank at tier 10. Absolutely brutal. And it's still dropping 320 alpha, which isn't massive, but it's still a decent amount of damage while you keep guys pinned down and track them. So it does excel at that if you can get yourself into that kind of situation. So we come over here on this ramp, and now you're going to see him fight the gun depression, and that is a problem with this tank. This guy isn't looking. So he's able to come up there, gets a little low roll at 308, bit of a bummer. Now the 277 knows he's there. Oh, look at this. Puts a shot in the... Oh, and the Minotauro. Now, let's talk about that for a second, guys. It's one of the problems with these rear turreted. That's something I hadn't mentioned yet, but it is a bit clumsy, these kinds of tanks. And you saw him backing out, and his view showed that he was covered up on the Minotaur, but that's to the turret. So the Minotaur still had a big chunk of the front end of this tank sticking out, and he was able to get a shot. The guy's not really paying attention. Oh, but we take two big hits trying to help shut down the Minotauro. Remember, it has a long intra-clip reload. He may have also been out. I don't know if QQ was counting the shots on that, but took that opportunity. 900 damage and half his hit point trade to kill out a Minotauro. All right, we're going to have to be extra careful from here. We're almost a one-shot in some of the bigger cannons in this game. Certainly the FV, the two FVs, the WZ there as well could end us. And not too many shots from the rest of the tanks. So he's looking for shots at these guys hanging out over here. Looks like the AMX 50B and the other tank that were up on the hill there have both died. And again, back to the strength, whether you want to call it kind of a Leopard-esque medium or a mobile TD, or does it really matter? Are they kind of the same thing, sort of? He's going to use that mobility right here to swing the tank around to where he needs to be. He's going to catch the MX AX or the Centurion AX out in the open. He takes two big hits. Looks like he wanted to maybe finish him off, but the guy wisely got behind some hard cover. And then you see QQ do a left-hand turn Clyde right there so he doesn't get shot by somebody up on the hill. Pay attention to those kinds of things when you're watching good players play. He was cognizant of where the threats could come from. He knew there were guys up there. So as soon as he was seen, he cut left and tried to put some more hard cover between him and where he knew the shots could come from. It's not always easy to keep track of that on maps, but try to do the best you can with it. This was a little bit surprising to me. I was a bit surprised that he pushed. I thought maybe the Centurion or the CS might be close enough, so maybe just taking a calculated risk right here. But he's able to get away with it. I don't know. He may have thought or had some SA that the guys had fallen back. I don't know. He'll have to let us know down in the comments. Coming up and over. And you know, sometimes you just take chances. I'll look at these and we'll talk about it in a debrief style, the pros and cons of the things you're doing. Sometimes, and I do this too, sometimes you just take a chance. You know, it's a pixel tank game, guys. If you wanna do everything exactly perfectly all the time and try to overthink stuff, look at this, you get spotted by this guy just trying to back out. Oof. That could have been the end. Could have been the end. You can do that all you want, you know, super uber careful, but it's a pixel tank game, and sometimes, look at that shot, just barely misses him. Already coming in there. Sometimes the bold move is the right move. Sometimes it isn't, and you just play the game again, so no big deal. I find that to be more exciting than constantly trying to make a perfect game out of everything. I think it's useful to talk about what you could have done to make it a more perfect game. But while playing, sometimes you just throw caution to the wind, see what happens. Because you can on occasion come up with a really huge result in this case. Watch this. He comes up and he finds this dude. This dude's been sitting here for a while. He probably just went, oh, why am I lit? Yeah, well, that's why. There you go. Pretty even game, 9-8. QQ's got 2,000 damage, 432 assists. And as you've noticed, he's just worked the edges of the map, going where he's needed to be. And when you're running a tank like this, you're not one of the heavies that just really needs to be down in the... oh man, he takes... Look at that. Look at the accuracy of that thing. You gotta love it. Just puts the gun on him. The bloom was barely there. Shoots him. Hits more or less right where he wants it to go. So, you know, he's not one of the heavies or super heavy. He's able to move around the map from his mobility and his decent camo. Nice, accurate gun. He's over here harassing this WZ-113 that's out in the middle. And he's got friends that are keeping him pinned down too. But look at he's moving the angles here. He actually catches this guy. Watch this shot. Whack. Very nice. Thought he might get the kill, but the track got fixed. And he's just swinging around here working over this WZ-113. Also, and in addition to, one of the more important things that's happening right now, if you take a look at the control of the map, now watch, he's going to work on the shutdown here with the tracking. Look at that, boom. Watch how fast this reloads. You're going to get inside track repairs pretty easily. Now, that guy used a kit because he probably knew what was about to happen. Unfortunately, the blind shot did not kill him. So even at tier 10, where he thought about going through the superstructure, but then the guy started moving, so he's going to just do that. Let's talk about that just for a second. A couple things going on there. So like I said, he will be inside the repair, the track repair, even at tier 10 with really good crews. This thing is that fast of a reload. More people carry kits and use them and such, so you do have to watch for that. In fact, at tier 10, sometimes you'll find especially TDs with 2 kits, so a bit of a trade-off right there. Other thing you noticed, I want to talk about that engagement real quick. Nice job trying to get the couple tracks. He got one. The guy used the kit. He took the blind shot. Didn't work. Came back forward in the bushes to see where the WZ was. The guy had scooched down a little bit. We pulled back to see if we could get a shot with behind the bushes so he wouldn't spot us while the guy was stationary. Didn't really like the shot on the upper superstructure. And as he scooted forward a little bit right there, he noticed that guy starts moving. As soon as tanks like those big casemates with bad blooms start to move, you have a better opportunity to move forward, get your shot, and get away without being shot back. So say he went to the front of the bush while the guy was stationary, shot at that upper superstructure and bounced. That gives the stationary TD about as good a shot as he's going to get because he knows there's somebody up there shooting at him. But once he starts moving because he's worried about this other WZ or guys from the hill down there in the south, his bloom increases, and that gives you a better opportunity to scoot forward, take a shot, and survive any return shots. Is it 100%? No, because dispersion has a vote, and it may just hit you anyway, but it is a more calculated or a better risk at that point. A better, less risk. something like that. All right, so we are down now to 4 to 4. All right, so we've got 11 dead on each side, 4 tanks. One of the enemies is an artillery. That can be an advantage, especially when you start talking about tanks like the WZ at 134 hit points, and a grill, which is extremely soft. So there are 4 heavies versus 2 mediums. Now 2 mediums and a TD. It was 2 mediums and 2 TDs, but the 277 nukes, the grill A, were at 3,562 damage. Now we have absolutely got to rely on our mobility and our camo ability. Missed that. Okay, so we shoot over to the 277, but we did not get any damage out of it. Now they know he's up here. He's been spotted a couple times. At least they know that's where he was last. The WZ, he's not in a great spot. He might nuke somebody. We've got a 50-51, which is an autoloader. He's on the other side. So in terms of map control for 3 tanks, we have a decent amount, although there is a... Yeah, there's a chieftain sitting up there. This guy gets lit. Oh, he noticed just in time. That is unfortunate. So what do? Do we push over and kill the arty and then sort of get trapped in the corner, maybe even get spotted coming up? Looks like he's not going to do that. I like that. He knows that arty is there. There we go. That's unfortunate. Now the WZ is dead because the chieftain came up, hold down on, and the chieftain's in a great spot. It's going to be hard to dig him out. We don't have any arty. Very unfortunate. 50-51 got him though. Very nice. Very nice. 3,500 damage, 432 assist. Now, where is the auto-loading 452K and the relatively fast 277, which is kind of like a medium as well at tier 10? He's going to swing back this way. Maybe he'll... Oh, he just caught the 452 out. It's a one-shot. This guy's in big trouble. He knows it. He was running for his life. Oh, very nice. And there's where that accuracy and mobility, guys. You got to love that. Now he's going to go take out the arty. Because now he knows... Oh, look at the arty's making a runner. Really bad luck on the arty's point. On the arty side, we rushed that shot just a little bit, I think. Could have been a case as well that he knew he was going to get 2 shots in, so why not snap the one off? Who cares? Keep that in mind as well, fellas. Keep in mind how long your reload is and how many shots you might get on somebody who's moving across terrain like that. You can plan for it. Now, if you had a... I think, and QQ will probably back me up here, but if you've got a gun with a long reload in that case, you're definitely going to want to aim in very carefully because you need that shot to hit. You're not going to reload in time. With this one, it may have been very well been that QQ went, hey, I'm going to get 2 shots, so I'll just snap this one off early. And that actually ensures that you get 2, right? Instead of messing around, zooming in, and aiming really carefully and maybe only getting 1, you snap one off. If it hits, dispersion RNG, yada yada, helps me, great. If it doesn't, well, I'm going to reload in time and I'll make a more careful aim shot the second time. That's pretty high level shot selection right there. All right, we got to go track down this 277, which appears to be about a one-shot. And our 50-51 died. I missed that while I was yapping. It's a 1v1. QQ owns this hill. He's been doing a lot of work up here. He's at 4,000 damage. He does want to catch this dude before the thing comes up and over and gets hulled down nearby. Oh, he's just going to rage across. All right. So he's chosen to go back towards his cap in case that guy tries to get near the cap. So the question becomes, and we only have 3 minutes. So we talk about, this game is a lot about time, especially as you get within 5 minutes of the end. If you had nothing but time, say you had an hour left in the game, you could do a lot of different things here. But with only 3 minutes, you only have so many moves you can make in terms of across the map or positions you want to take if you're trying to win. I don't know what I would do with the 277 against a K91, especially with the hit points he has. I would probably try to be more defensive and hang out in the city, because I really need him to try to push in the city so I have more of an advantage of spotting. I certainly don't want to be wandering around in the open anywhere and let this guy get shots, let QQ get shots at me from bushes or far away, places where he can sneak back or I just plain can't see him from. This is the dangerous bit right here. The 277 could be in the bushes. So we know this bush is here. We're going to come up here and at least use as much of it as we can. Nope, we're just going to blast right through it. Something else to think about here, fellas, is QQ can take a shot from the 277. So that's something to think about when you're trying to win a game, especially late game when there's not a lot of time like this. Oftentimes the other player will be nervous. This goes back to what I was talking about earlier, though, full circle. It's a pixel tank game, man. Just drive your tank and find the guy. Make the smartest approach that you can. Think about where they might be. Don't just drive across open areas and let them kill you from a bush you can't see. But as QQ's doing, work your way around the map. Also realize that if your sixth sense goes off, that is going to help you know kind of where he is, or at least narrow down some of the positions, especially obviously if you don't light him and your sixth sense goes off. This is nutty. I don't see this. There he is. Caught him out in the open. And that guy's actually a 2-shot to QQ. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Oh, no. And this is maybe worst case just about. The guy is hold down. That is a bummer. Oh, and he misses. Often, the best defense is a good offense, guys. QQ just started driving. And make it a little harder for this guy to aim. He's got him, basically. He's a one-shot. Unless somehow QQ bounces. He's got his heat call up. So you want to be careful with the aiming right here. He's probably going to eat a shot from this. The guy's just running. He's like, oh, no, I'm very scared. I'm very scared. Ram him. Don't ram him. Look at this. He's coming around the hill. We're going to own this guy. Oh, he takes a shot. He's on a reload. Look how fast that thing is. I told you, it's like a medium. Nicely done. Nicely done. Maybe the same discussion as earlier. He's going to get 2 or 3 shots inside of each of the 277 shots. So he shoots that one on the move, and if he missed or bounced and the 277 took a chunk off him, he's going to reload again and might even get up to 2 more shots before the 277 gets another one. So that, say that whole scenario went down, then he would be much more careful with this next aim, put it in the place it needs to be. But unrequired, because we have 6 kills for a top gun, 4,400 damage, 432 assists, bringing it home for the green team. Well done. That was awesome. That was awesome. There you go. There is your example of how to play the K91 at tier 10. It ain't easy, folks. You're not always going to get that result, obviously, but if you're going to, that's one of the best ways to do it. That's all I've got for today. We will see ya.